understanding perspective, and whenever it comes to what we can say, okay, so writing your paper and all, okay. So basically, hashing we already seen the main purpose of the hashing, that we have to search an element, okay, with an complexity O of 1. Okay, so whenever we are going to search, insert, or other means delete. Okay, so in that case, we have to achieve the average time. We have to achieve the complexity that O of n. Okay, so that is the main purpose that we have. Again, what is the shortcoming of hashing? This operation will not be that much efficient in the operations where we have to sort, search, minimum finding, maximum finding, printing the table in sorted order. Okay, so it will not that much efficient. It will help. Okay, so if we arrange the elements and after we sort, then that will reduce the complexity of the sorting. Okay, but it will not sort the data as it is. Okay, so that is the thing that we have. So this about hashing. So basically, if we see the terminology behind the hashings, already we have seen. Okay, so hashing will be we have some table, okay, which is called the bucket. Okay, so that table will have an item. Suppose we'll see a table size or M, we can say, and in that table size, I have to place an key. Okay, so that key can be anything. Okay, so the key, it's not fixed. Okay, so key should be an integer, key should be float, it's not fixed. Okay, we can place any key. Okay, so it may be integer, it may be a string. Okay, so that can be placed in that particular table. Okay, so the thing is that main thing, so we have to index that particular key to the table location. Okay, so that particular mapping, okay, so which what we'll say, locate, okay, the key at the appropriate bucket, we can say. So that particular mapping function is called as an hash function. Okay, so this is the basic thing. So this we have generalized example we have seen. Okay, in practical point of view. Okay, so we have seen. So we have these items, or you can see these are the different keys we have. Okay, so there comes a hash function in between. The task of the hash function is to place the element at the proper position. Okay, so the main task is to place the element at the proper position. It's not our intelligence, or our what we can say, contribution in finalizing the hash function, to create or choose an appropriate hash function, so that will place an element at the proper position in the hash table. Okay, with very less collision. Okay, so that is our main function. Okay, so there are a number of ways by which we can create a hash function. Okay, so already we have seen we can make mod n. Okay, so that mod of n we can find out. Okay, so that will be one way. Okay, again another way we can find out, that is you can have suppose we have we can reverse the digits, and again we can found the mod. Okay, so there are a number of ways by which we can hash. Okay, so that ways we will see in this lecture. Okay, but this is the main terminology behind the hashing. Okay, so basically few key terminologies that we have to familiarize with whenever we come to the hashing part. Okay, so because if it is again MCQ or any type of exam, okay, and again dealing with the practical exposure of the hashing. Okay, so we must know the what we'll see all these terminologies. Okay, so we'll just touch these terminologies because I'm implementation part, you know very well. Okay, but these are the some small points that also we have to be familiar with. Okay, so the first thing that we have, one thing, that is a hash table, that you know. So basically hash table is an array. Okay, so with the size 0 to max minus 1. Okay, so this max is the bucket size. Okay, so that max minus 1. Okay, so that is called as an hash table. Okay, then we'll have an hash function. Okay, so it is a function that maps a key into the range. Okay, so that we have, so it should map over here. Okay, now this is the one terminology, the address generated by the hashing. So suppose I have made 23 mod 10. Okay, so what address it will generate? 23 mod 3 10 sorry, what it will generate address?
3.
Okay, 3. So 3 is called as a home address. Okay, so the address generated over here, it is called as a home address. Okay, and all home address refer to particular area of the memory, so that is called as a prime area. Okay, so this one term you may take into consideration. Okay, so that we have, so the data stored where, it is called as a home address. Okay, so that we have, and the address or the area where it is stored, so that it is called as a prime area. Okay, so that we must what we'll say keep into consideration. Okay, so that we have to have. Then the next thing is a bucket. Okay, so bucket, you know that bucket is an index position. Okay, so sorry, hash table we have. In that hash table, all things are buckets. Okay, so this is the bucket size actually. Okay, total number of buckets we can say. And what is exactly bucket? It is a position in that particular table. Okay, so this is my hash table. Okay, so in that hash table, every location will call it as a bucket. Okay, so that particular bucket we have. Okay, so this particular that can store more than one record. Okay, so that bucket will be anything. Okay, so it will be a wide bucket like this also. Okay, so now at this location, this is a bucket. Okay, so with index 1. Okay, so it will store 4 records. Okay, so bucket can store one or more record. Okay, it's not restricted. Okay, so that we can say in bucket. Okay, so that particular location we are pointing is the bucket. Okay, so that we have. Then next terminology, that is probe. Okay, so each action of address calculation and check for success is called a probe. Okay, every action for address calculation and along with checking whether it is found the empty space to put into that location, okay, or not. So that particular thing, it is called the probe. Okay, then next thing we'll call collision. Collision, you know that when two keys are going to collide at the one location, otherwise the location is not empty when we are going to place the key with the specific hash function. So that particular thing we'll call it as a collision. Okay, then the next thing we'll have synonyms. So keys that hash to the same address. Okay, so collision and synonym will be what we'll say near to. Okay, so that key is going to hash to the same address, so that we can say as a synonym. Okay, so that we have. So this we can say when the bucket size is 1. Okay, so that bucket size we can say. So this is the bucket size 4 we have over here. Okay, this is first in this one bucket, so it has a 4 positions. Okay, so when there will be only one single position, so then we can say that collision and synonym are both equal. Okay, so that we have. Then the next thing, overflow. So what we mean by overflow? Okay, so it will be normally when the space we have. Okay, so and that will be completely occupied. Okay, so for that particular address location. Okay, so suppose this is like this. Okay, so I have stored one element. Okay, I have stored another element. Still the third element is going to probe to that location. Okay, so that we can say. Okay, so it has a lack of room in the bucket. Okay, so that we can call it as an overflow. Okay, so this is one terminology. So now here it is on overflow. Okay, so we won't have any room to store that element in this position, so we have to find out some alternate methodology to store that element. Okay, so that we can say overflow. Then we have open or external hashing. Okay, so when we allow records to be stored potentially in unlimited space, okay, it is called as an open or external hashing. So likewise, okay, so this is my hash table. Okay, so in linear chaining, what we are going to do, so we are going to add some what we'll say links over here, and we are going to add like this. Okay, so it is going to add over here. Okay, so what we are doing actually, we'll allow records to be stored in unlimited space. Okay, so that can be extended. Okay, so no issue how many collisions are there, we are now able to put that particular thing. Okay, so this we can say an external hashing. Okay, so like we have some unlimited space. Okay, so that we can term as external hashing. Okay, closed or internal hashing, when we use the fixed space for storage, eventually limiting the number of records to be stored. Okay, so we'll have some fixed space. Okay, so suppose we'll have like this. Okay, and we have number of spaces like this. Okay, and now we are not going to allow more keys to be stored means across this particular thing. Okay, so we are restricting the particular storage over here. Okay, so in that case it is called as a closed or it is called as an internal hashing. Okay, so that we have. Okay, the next thing we have an hash function that already we have seen. Okay, and perfect hash function. So what we mean by perfect hash function, so it transforms the different keys into different addresses. Okay, so likewise no less collision we have. Okay, same address should not be followed. Okay, so this is the terminology, and last these are the 4 terminologies. Okay, so one another terminology we can call it the load density. Okay, so what we mean by load density, it is the maximum storage capacity, that is means the maximum number of records that can be accommodated is called as the loading capacity or load capacity. Okay, so suppose my particular array as a hash table. Okay, so its size is 1000. Okay, so its load density will be how much? It is 1000. Getting? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this we can call it as a load density. Okay, Full table, again, a full table is one which has all locations occupied. That it's very simple. Load factor. So load factor is the number of records stored into table divided by maximum capacity. Okay, so we can say, suppose this is 1000 we have. Okay, and my 800 records are occupied. Okay, so 800 are occupied. Okay, so what is my load factor? It is 800 divided by 1000. Okay, so it is 800 divided by 1000. We can say into 100. Okay, so that we have. Okay, so how many thing we have? So we'll get the percentage as an 80%. So my load factor will be 80%. Okay, so we are representing the load factor into percentage. Okay, so to be a good hash function or to be a good program, what we are making, okay, so we are limiting the number of elements to be placed to 75% only. Okay, so so to avoid the collision and all. Okay, so and again to avoid the overflow or to make the table as full. Okay, so we are limiting that to 75%. Okay, so that is one terminology. Rehashing, that if the element in we are having collision at one location, so we are placing that element to the next subsequent location or any location which is there with the use of the hash function. Okay, so these are the few terminologies that you must know. Okay, so while working in the hashing in the specific what we'll say hash functionality that we have to work with. Okay, so any doubt in this? It's very simple actually. Can we move forward then?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now the next is hash function. Okay, so again, good hash function. Okay, so if you have any question, write a short note on good hash function. Okay, so otherwise illustrate a good hash function. Okay, so in that case, the main thing that we have to consider, which hash function we'll call as a good hash function. Can you elaborate? Any, how we can say the hash function is good one? Hello. Okay, that is near to answer. Okay, any okay, other answer? Someone posted. Okay, no or less collision is correct. So the same we can say it should have no or less collision. Okay, so when collision, because it won't happen that always will get the complexity of 1, but it should not go to some more complexity. Okay, so likewise, suppose I will say that, okay, so I have created a normal hash function. Okay, so this is my hash table and I have some elements. Okay, so suppose it is like this 2, 22, okay, then 2, 2, 2. Okay, so like this again 32. Okay, so this is my hash function. Okay, this is my keys to be stored, and I roughly what I made a key divided by so key mod I can say 10. Okay, so that I have followed. So what will happen? So all will be collide at the same place. Okay, so if it is my second location, so all will be collide at the same place. Okay, so this is an hash function, so but it's not efficient. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and again what happens, so insertion will work like this. 2 will be placed over here if you are going for linear probing, so 22 will be placed over here. Okay, and like that. Okay, so we'll get the complexity O of n. Okay, so instead of O of 1 we are getting the complexity O of 1 if you have to search the element. Yeah, yes or no? This is clear?
Yes.
Okay, so there is an intelligence that we have to create to check, we can say, the particular hash function. Okay, so which is present in that or not. Okay, so good hash function, we can say that the average performance of hashing depends on how the hash function distributes the key among the slot. Okay, so that is the main thing. Okay, the main performance we can say of any hashing function. Okay, it depends. Okay, how we can divide the things correctly. Okay, so that we can say the assumption is that any given record is equally likely to be hashed into any of the slot. Okay, independent of whether any other record has been already hashed. Okay, to it. Okay, so this assumption we can say a simple uniform hashing. Okay, so you are not bothering whether the particular area is occupied or not. Okay, so we are just hashing that particular thing. So this is a simple uniform hashing. Okay, so we can say that the probability that key that is occurs in our collection, that is p of key, and we have an m slots over there. Okay, so we have a key with p of key. Okay, so that is set of keys we have, and we have total m buckets size, we can say, or we can say hash table slots, we can say over here. Okay, so a uniform hashing function, we can say it is a hash key. Okay, that should ensure that, okay, that 0 is less than key is less than equal to m minus 1, and the what we'll say for means finding the key, storing the key will have one as a what we'll say probe. Okay, so in one probe we are going to store that thing. Okay, and the key should be in between the only range of this. Okay, it is 0 to m-1. Okay, so the location which we are going to find out. Okay, so this we can call it as a uniform hashing function. And the feature of good hashing function that you know already. Okay, so address generated from the key is uniformly and randomly distributed. Okay, so it should be a same terminology you have to follow. Again, small variation in the value of the key will cause a large variation in the record, and addresses to distribute a record evenly. Okay, so we have to distribute, even distribution should be there. And again, we have to minimize the occurrence of the collision. Okay, so that we can say the good hash function. So if you have to write a note on this, okay, so you have to write the first basic terminology of the hashing. Okay, and then we have to work on this hashing. Okay, so now we'll see there are some methods, okay, so by which we can implement the hashing function. Okay, so there are some methods. It's not like the mod 10 we have just taken for sake of understanding initially, okay, to work with that. But already I told you in practical, okay, so your intelligence should be that, okay, so whatever the hash function you are going to create, that will be more efficient. Okay, so than means which are the generalized functions which you are using. Okay, so again, every hash function is means what we'll say, no hash function is an optimized. Okay, every hash function depends on the key value that we have. Okay, so likewise in our case already we have seen, so suppose all keys like this, one this two like this. Okay, so we cannot go for the mod directly. Okay, so because this will not give us some good answer. Okay, so we have to have some other functionality. So if you have the numbers like this 1 2 3, okay, so 4 like this. Okay, so then we can go for some modulus operator. Okay, so like this. Okay, so suppose if we have a number like this. Okay, so suppose it is 1 like this, a large number we have, like this. Okay, so how to deal with that large number, okay, and all. Okay, so there are a number of methods. Okay, so that will implement the hash function correctly. Okay, so that will help us to locate the key into the proper position into your hash table. Okay, so I am teaching this particular topic in consideration that you are now bit means good aware about what is hashing exactly, how the elements are located. Okay, so any basic doubt in the hashing, so whether it is to be revised or we'll continue with this.
So,
Yes.
can you explain this thing on online, like compiler using probing, like hashing
Your voice
function?
is breaking. Breaking. Hello, what you are saying?
Sir, I am audible.
येतोय तुझा आवाज पण ब्रेक होते मध्ये मध्ये.
Sir, can you explain this thing on compiler, like quadratic probing and hash function together? Like we have tried the quadratic probing, but it's confusing.
म्हणजे ते मी परवा सांगितलं ते तुम्ही म्हणताय का, लिनियर आणि मी क्वाड्रेटिक.
ते ट्राय केलंय, ते फंक्शन पण होतंय, पण मध्ये सर्चिंगला थोडा म्हणजे लॉंग वे करण्यापेक्षा बाकीचे अल्टरनेटिव्ह आहेत, पण ते व्हॅलिड आहेत ते सगळं म्हणजे कळत नाहीये ते ऍक्च्युअली. सो तुम्ही जर क्वाड्रॅटिक प्रोबिंग एक्सप्लेन केलं तर त्याच्यामध्ये हॅश फंक्शन आणि की पण होईल ना, म्हणजे असं दोन्ही एकत्र.
येस, पण हे मेथड्स आहेत का? नाही, या एक 8 मेथड्स आहेत. ओके, वी हॅव 8 मेथड्स ऍक्च्युअली बाय विच वी कॅन गो. ओके, then we'll see. Okay, for the particular specific method. Okay, so we have few methods also, but first we'll just touch this method. Okay, there are 8 methods by which we can basic 8 methods. Okay, and again there is no restriction to create a hash function. Okay, so we can create our own hash function also, but these are some guidelines by which we can go. Okay, so we'll just see first this and then we'll go for the quadratic also. Okay, is it okay?
Okay sir. Yes sir. Okay. Thank you sir.
Yes. So first thing that we already discussed, so that is the division method. Okay, so division method that we are using a modulo operator. Okay, so this you know, that's very simple. Okay, key mod m. Okay, so again remember I am taking the example with mod 10, but 10 is not fixed. Okay, it is a bucket size. Okay, you can give 6, you can give 9, you can give 15. Okay, any modulus you can use. Okay, it's not like that it should be 10 only. Okay, so it's a bucket size, or we can say it's a you can have your own what we'll say, we can create total buckets at 6. Okay, so suppose there are only suppose for example, it's not a real-time example you can say, but there are only 6 elements in our what we'll say key part. Okay, so why to take a bucket size 10? Okay, so it's okay, so we can put that 6 into the 6 different positions. Okay, so for that purpose the bucket size is a variable. But division method, it's very simple. It's key mod m. M is the bucket size. Okay, so total number of buckets actually we can say. Okay, and the buckets will range from 0 to m minus 1. Okay, so what it will output, it will if once the division is done, it will return integer value. If the number is positive, it will return a positive integer. If number is negative, it will return a negative integer. And if a null value is provided as a key, so it will return null. Okay, so that we have. And again, one thing, binary keys, we are not means it is not recommended to use the binary keys. Okay, so to the power of 2. Okay, so that we have to avoid. And again, the choice of m, it should be a prime number. Okay, so that will help us. Okay, so in calculation. Okay, so we can put okay, so choice of that particular m. Okay, so size of that particular bucket. Okay, so we can take a prime number that is a greater than 20. Okay, so what is the benefit if we take it a prime number? Can anybody elaborate if we take as a prime number? In suppose bucket taken as 20, so instead of 20, if I have taken 23, so how it will help us? Okay, so that's one. Again, any other approach? How will it will benefit? Because every number we are going to divide, na. So anything that we achieve with division with these 20 or 23, any difference in that? Suppose my number is 100. Okay, suppose my number is 100. Suppose I will have a number as 100. Okay, so 100 I will mod 20. So what it will give? 0.
0.
Okay, so it will give us 0. Okay, so and if it is with 23, what it will give? Some number, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so some number it will give. Okay, so using the prime number, so many times, okay, so it will help us. Okay, so to have some distribution over there. Okay, you can say that 23 into multiplied those number. Okay, that will give us a 0. But many times it will help. Okay, so if you take a prime number, okay, so that will give the some separation. Okay, so it is recommended. Okay, so to use a prime number over there. Okay, so that will help to means it's reduce the collisions little bit. Okay, not that much extent. Okay, so this is the division method first. Okay, so we'll have to divide it by some number. Then the second thing, we have a multiplication method. Okay, so in multiplication method, this is somewhat tricky actually. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to multiply the key by some constant. Okay, so the constant will be in the range of 0 to 1. Okay, so it will be any constant which is a real number. Okay, so what we are going to, suppose my 5 number is there, so I'm going to multiply it with some constant. Okay, so it will be suppose 0.5. Okay, so what it will generate? 5 into 0.5, it is 2.5. Yes. Okay, so it will generate 2.5. Okay, so the exact and extract the fraction part of the, what we'll say, key into a. Okay, so what is the fraction part now? It is a 5. So that we are going to extract. Okay, and we are going to place this 5 in the position of this particular table. Okay, so that will be at the 5th location. So that is called the multiplication method. Okay, so now it's 5, it's matching. Okay, but if we take some another number 6 into 0.5. Okay, so what it will give? 3. Yes. So this 6 will be placed at the 3rd location. Getting? So 6 will be placed at this 3rd location. So this is the multiplication method. Okay, so this we can use also to find out some hash position. Okay, and the a is somewhat it is also given like that, so we can keep a to achieve some good hashing. Okay, as a value as 0.61. Okay, or we can say 0.62. Okay, so that will be the a value. So this is the multiplication method. Getting? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is one another approach. Okay, so again I am saying that every approach is dependent, okay, on the problem statement. Okay, so that we have to work with. Okay, so the next thing is the extraction method. Okay, so when a portion of the key is used as an address calculation, so this is called the extraction method. Okay, so when the portion is used for the address calculation, because for this bigger number, can we make mod 10 for this much big number? Is it possible? Will it help us a lot?
No, sir.
Okay, again, okay, so that is one thing. Again, bucket size also matters. Okay, how to keep the bucket size? Okay, we cannot keep the bucket size large like this. Okay, hash table size will not be that much large. Okay, so there will be something we have. So there are something we'll use the portion of these keys. Okay, so if we see, so what it does in this portion. Okay, so if we see, so it has the what we'll say. So for this particular thing, it has taken like this. 3 is first taken. Okay, and next 5 is taken and 7 is taken. So alternate digits are taken. Okay, so it becomes 3 pi 7. Here 2, 4 and 3 will be taken. Here 9, 2 and 7 will be taken. Okay, so these are now the hashed addresses where we can put these numbers. Okay, so this is called as a extraction method. Okay, so where we are extracting the things. Okay, so another way we can also do like this. Okay, so for this number 2 3 4 1 3 7, so we can extract the first two. Okay, so it is 2 3. Okay, and last digit, that is 2 3 7. So that also possible. Okay, so this is called as an extraction method. So it will work or it will help for the larger keys. Okay, so that we have. Okay, so this is got the extraction method. Okay, we can choose the alternative number, otherwise we'll choose the first two and last one number. Okay, so the next thing that we have, that is a mid square hashing. Okay, so this is one type, we can call it as a mid square hashing. Okay, so what it is done over here, so we are taking a square of the number, key square we are going to take, and mid of that particular square we are going to find out. Okay, so if we see 802 is the mid of this. Okay, again for this number we are calculating the square of this, and the mid of this is 922. Okay, so that we are taking for the address calculation, hash address calculation. Getting this? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically this mid square hashing suggests to take the square of that, and mid square is used when the key size is less. Okay, so when the key size is less than or equal to 4. Okay, so that you remember. Okay, so if the key is less than or equal to 4, then only we have to use the mid square, because what will happen if the key size is more, then the squaring will have take more cost. Okay, and that storing that square and all, it will not help us. Okay, so it should work for less than 4 digits. So this is one method. Otherwise, instead of going into this complexity, it is suggested that we can directly have some multiplication. Okay, so first 3 digits will take. Okay, so we'll make the square of the first 3 digits. Okay, so again the same thing. Okay, and after that we are going to find out the mid part of this. Okay, so this will be 475, this will be 148. Okay, hope it's clear. These are some methodologies actually. Okay, so we can use any of them. Okay, so to achieve the better complexity. Okay, so that we have. Then the next thing is the folding technique. Okay, so extraction method, mid square. Okay, then we'll have a folding technique. Okay, so what folding technique will do, key is subdivided into sub parts. Okay, so if you see this particular example, okay, so this particular key, it is subdivided into this left part, this center part, okay, and this right part. Okay, so it will be, left part will be 987. Okay, center will be 654 and right will be 321. Okay, so in that case, what it is done, all three are added together, left, center and right. Okay, it will generate 1962, and one is going to be removed from this. Okay, and the key will be considered as 962. Okay, so this is called as a folding technique. Okay, so we are just making like this. Otherwise, there is this is a fold shift actually. Okay, so key value is divided into several parts of the size of the address, left, right and middle part are added. Okay, so that we have. The next thing, we have a fold boundary. Okay, so in fold boundary, we have, what we are going to do, so same thing we are approaching, only the thing is that what are the digits we have separated, that we are going to reverse them. Okay, so suppose if you see 987, it will be made 789 4 5 6 1 3 1 2 3. Okay, so it will give us 1368, and we'll just extract 368 from it, and that will be work as a key. Getting? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is called
Yes,
as the fold shift, and this is called as the fold boundary, so that we can use. So now we'll see why these many methods are there later. Okay, the next thing, we'll have a rotation. Okay, so this is one thing why we need something, what we'll say, the extra methodologies to calculate the okay, so addresses. Okay, so in rotation, what we'll do, we'll just simply rotate the key. Okay, so suppose if it is 120605, it becomes 512060. So what is the benefit of this? Suppose you all keys are in sequential order. Okay, so my key will be like this: 1 2 0 6 5 Okay, so again I will have 12066. Okay, so it will be having 6, then it will be having 7, then it will be having 8, and so on, like this. Okay, so in that case your hashing also will be equally distributed. Okay, so we'll have some randomization. We'll just reverse that particular key, and after reversing that key we can use any hash function. Okay, so on that particular thing. Okay, so that particular way we have. So rotation is technique when the keys are serial, they vary only in a last digit. Okay, so rest of the thing is same like we have seen. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so that will be varying into the last digit only. This leads to the creation of synonyms. Okay, so like collisions, or it will have some linearly distributed elements. Okay, so basically rotating the key will minimize this problem. Okay, so we'll minimize that collision and placing that all elements in the sequential order. Okay, here the key is rotated right by one digit, and then the folding technique is used to avoid the synonym. Okay, so that we can do. Okay, so for that particular purpose. Okay, sorry, I think I have told you reverse. Okay, it's not reverse, sorry, yeah, it's a rotating. Okay, so we are just placing 5 at the initial. Okay, we are rotating like this. Okay, so it becomes 512060. Okay, sorry, that I have okay, and after that we can use any method. We can use a folding technique or any technique. Okay, so that will be there. Okay, so it will help us to calculate the optimal hash function. Okay, and finally the eighth method is a universal hashing. Okay, so again with these all techniques that we have seen, so we have seen division method, we have seen multiplication method. Okay, so we have seen extraction, mid square hashing, folding technique. Okay, rotation, all the techniques we have used. Okay, so no method is optimal. Okay, so it depends on what exactly the key set we have. Okay, so we can have like this. Okay, so we have one method that is universal hashing. Okay, sometimes wrong operations are performed deliberately. So suppose we'll choose such a n elements or such a n keys. Okay, so which has which has to be placed into the same time slot, sorry, same slots in your memory. Okay, so as already I told you, suppose my key will be like 2, 22, 32, okay, 122, like this. Okay, so something like this we have. Okay, so now what happens, the complexity becomes so often because all are going to placed into the second location only. Okay, so we are deliberately selecting some keys, so that will hamper our performance of this particular hashing. Okay, and after that, okay, so we are checking whether any fix to that our hash function will help to achieve more efficient result than this. Okay, so we are randomizing this. Okay, so and we are trying to achieve more good result for this. Okay, so any fix it will help us to sort in the worst case. Okay, so only effective way to improve the situation is to choose the hash function randomly. Okay, so in that case we can choose any function. So what I will make like mid square. Okay, so otherwise I will just make like this. It is 2 plus 2. Okay, so we'll get 4. Okay, so can we place like this? Can we place this at 4th location? I will make 2 plus 2 square plus 2 square, like this. Can we place at the 8th location? Okay, so likewise we are going to select randomly. Okay, so any approach we have. Okay, so and whatever the approach we found more efficient. Okay, so there we are going to place the particular element. Okay, so this particular part is called the universal hashing. Okay, and it is a good performance on the average what we'll say keys. Okay, so that we are going to work with. Okay, so these are the 8 techniques that we have, so by which we are going to place the elements into the proper position. Any doubt in these techniques?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so you just go through these all techniques. Okay, and try to solve at least 1 or 2 examples on this. It's very simple actually. Okay, so that we have, so these techniques that we have, so that will help us to work with. Likewise, suppose we have library accession numbers. Okay, so that is the book numbers which are given in a library. Okay, so these all numbers are in a sequential way. Okay, and again that accession numbers are also larger, like it will be 6 digit, 7 digit accession numbers. Okay, so we cannot hash that 7 digit accession number with the divide method. Okay, so that will not possible. Okay, again we cannot have that much lengthy buckets. Okay, so we'll achieve the O of 1 over there. Okay, so in that case it is better to find out some methodology, so where we can place like this. So we can make like this, we can put the center 3 digits and that will be a key. Okay, we can like this fold shift. Okay, we can have first 3, next 3, next 2 digits. Okay, we can add them and we'll find out some key. Okay, so any technique will be there. Okay, so that's in our logic how we can use these techniques all over here. Okay, So now the next thing that we have the hash function. Okay, so and there comes a collision, all the part that we have discussed in lab. Okay, so basically the hash function, it must be simple to compute. Okay, must distribute the keys evenly. That we know, if we know which keys will occur in advance, then we can write a perfect hash function. But that will not happen. Okay, so key will be came at a runtime. Okay, so it will not help us at a compile time. Okay, so to exactly know the things. Okay, so basically what is the problem of key? Okay, so key may not be a numeric key. It may be a string. It may be any large number. Okay, it may be anything. Okay, so it may not be a numeric. Again, number of possible keys is much larger than the space available. It may happen. Okay, so suppose I have created a space of 1,000. Okay, I have created a space for 1,000 keys to be stored over here, and I will have elements. Suppose 1,000 spaces there, I will have only 500 elements. Okay, but that elements will have some keys. Okay, so that will be like this. Okay, suppose it will be having 2555. Okay, so suppose 2555. So this is the key which is larger in that case. Okay, so but still the number of possible keys is much larger than the space available in the particular thing. So that we have, this is one example. The key is larger in number. Otherwise we'll have 1,000 space as we have, and we'll have more than 1,000 elements. Okay, so that will be more than 1,000 elements. So that will be a problem with hash function. Okay, different keys may map into the same location. So collision we have. So one-to-one collision we'll have. If there are too many collisions, the performance of the hash table will suffer dramatically. Okay, so this is the problem we have. So basically hash function that will convert into numerical value that you know. Okay, so this already we have seen some particular thing. Okay, so these are some algorithms for the same functions we have. Okay, like this. Okay, so now suppose I will tell you, now we'll just come out of this theory. Okay, we'll go some practical. Okay, so suppose I will have like this. Okay, suppose I will have hash table. Okay, and in that case I have to store a string values. Okay, so in that case I have to store string values. Suppose there are some list of names, so that I have to store in this particular place. Okay, so can anybody tell me which methodology or how we can store the names over here? Suppose we'll have some names. Okay, Pankaj, Jatin, any names. Okay, and so on like this. So can you tell me how we can place that at the appropriate location with respect to hash table? The same terminology we'll have. This will be the 0th location. This will be first, second, third, and so on. How we can place the string values over here? Yes, any guess? Hello, any guess? How we can place the string values over here? How we can form the hash function to this?
So we can get the ASCII values of first letter in a string and then convert it into hash function. And if it's same, then we'll go to next letter likewise.
Yes, correct. That is one approach. Okay, so we can take a ASCII value of this P. Okay, so we can have an ASCII of P. Okay, and that ASCII will mod with some number. Okay, so that will be the size of the bucket. Okay, so that we can say.
So we can also add the ASCII values of every number, every alphabet.
Yes, that also we can work on that. Okay, we can add the ASCII values of all. Okay, so that will help us. Okay, so that also give us the correct answer. Okay, so likewise. Okay, so again it depends. Okay, so suppose this approach is we are using this approach. Okay, so and many numbers are starting with P only. Many names like this. Okay, so it depends. Actually, it's a runtime matter. Okay, so that's we are saying. Okay, so we have to avoid the collision. We have to minimize the collision. We won't avoid the collision. Okay, so that collision will go on, but we have to create some functionality. Okay, so like it will not be a constant functionality. Okay, so like if you add the thing, so that will give us some randomization. Okay, so if you have some in between characters, okay, some cluster of in between characters, square them and make some modifications. Okay, So that will help us in that way. Okay,
So we
getting
can also do one thing, like first letter is usually same. So we can iterate through string and we will take the mid letter of that, and that we will put in hash function. So we
Yes.
won't have to apply the algorithm. If it is same, then we have to iterate to next. This will be skipped if we
Yes,
take the
yes.
mid letter.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So the main motto of us is to randomize these things. Okay, it should not be fixed. Okay, so we have to randomize this thing, and we have to achieve the what we'll say the answer in an optimized time. Okay, so likewise, suppose already we have seen the numbers are like this 2, 15, and like this. Okay, so if we are going to only mod 10, okay, so what will happen? So it will have some constant what we'll say working. Okay. So and if the numbers are in serial range, and if the number are suppose 1 to 100, and my bucket is of 10 only. Okay, so means 10 means what? My bucket we are going to mod 100. Suppose we are going to mod with 100 this. Okay, so it may possible that many of the things will come into the same bucket. Okay, so we'll just randomize things. We'll make them use of any of the method that we have seen. So that will distribute it evenly. Okay, so that will help us, because what will happen? So suppose the number is will be 100. Okay, so we are going to divide with 100. Okay, and my number will be like 250 only. Okay, so 0 to 50 only. Suppose my number will be from 0 to 50 only. Okay, but the thing is that their occurrences will be of 100 count. Okay, so there will be 100 numbers of this. Okay, so like this. Okay, so we have to make some randomization, so this after 50 spaces also allocated. Okay, so that will be help to have an optimized answer. Clear up till this? So why this hash function is there? How many? Why these are many functions which we have?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so this is about this we have. So how much time it is now? 21. I think time is over, or it's there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, as per Mugdha told, okay, so this is the next agenda of lecture. Okay, so we are now going to practically implement those what we'll say quadratic and linear probing. Okay, and I will provide you the solution also, no issue. So that will be after Diwali then. Okay. So happy Diwali to all. Enjoy Diwali. Okay. Get
Yes, sir. Thank
vaccinated.
you, sir.
Okay.
Happy Diwali, sir.
Diwali,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Happy Diwali, sir.
Yes, don't leave. I just take attendance.
हॅपी दिवाळी.
दिवाळीच्या हार्दिक शुभेच्छा सर.
हो हो, दिवाळी चांगली साजरी करा, फटाके जास्त फोडा. ठीक आहे, एकच मिनिट मी अटेंडन्स घेतो. हा यस पूर्णेश, एनी डाऊट?
नो सर, चुकून झालं.
चुकून हॅपी दिवाळी. Okay. 6 is not there. Roll number 6.